Hi, I'm NBC Chicago's Alex Maragos, and I'm going to answer the internet's most asked Olympic questions. When are 2024 Olympics? Not when are the 2024, when are 2024 Olympics? So 2024 Olympics are July 26th, that's Friday, coming up very soon, all the way through August 11th. That is when are 2024 Olympics. What time is Paris Olympics opening ceremony? Okay, this is a little tricky. Paris is 7 hours ahead of Chicago. So the opening ceremony, Chicago time, is going to be at 12:30 Central Time. It will be happening at 7:30 Paris time. So right in the middle of the day for us. Where can I watch the 2024 Olympics? Really simple. Right here on NBC5. You can also catch every single event happening over in Paris on Peacock. I think it's 329 events over that 2.5 weeks. It's a ton of sports, but it's all on Peacock. So that's your best bet if you're a super fan. What is Olympics 2024 mascot? Okay, so the 2024 Olympics mascot this year is Le Frige. It's a French three-pointed hat. What's interesting about the Paris Olympics mascot, though, is the Frige is a lady. It's a woman. So it's a three-pointed hat, so it's already kind of got arms. You just stick some legs on it, and it becomes a wonderful animated mascot for the 2024 games. Le Frige is your 2024 mascot. What are the Paris Olympic venues? This is a fun one because all the Olympics love to build tons of stadiums, roads, bridges. Paris is taking the opposite approach. They're building almost nothing. Trust me, even if you've never been to Paris, you're going to recognize some of these places. They're going to have beach volleyball right underneath the Eiffel Tower. It's going to be so cool. They're going to have equestrian and modern pentathlon at the Palace of Versailles. The Seine River, they're going to have open water swimming and triathlon right in the river. Now, it's really dirty. It always has been really dirty, kind of like the Chicago River. So this is a bit controversial for them to have it, but they're doing literally billions of dollars worth of cleanup in the river. So they're hoping that by the time open water swimming and triathlon rolls around, it will be clean enough to swim in. But that's never really been done before. And then last but not least, they are having surfing in Tahiti, French Polynesia. 10,000 miles away from Paris, they're having this Olympic event. That's the farthest an Olympic event has ever been held from the host city. Yeah, there's no big waves, there's no ocean in Paris, so they had to go to Tahiti, and it's going to be an amazing venue for Olympic surfing. Has Paris hosted the Olympics? Yes, Paris has hosted the Olympics. This will be the third time. The first time was in 1900. It was the second modern Olympics and looks very, very little compared to what we know today. It was actually a Frenchman, Pierre de Coubertin, who thought about bringing the Olympics back in modern times. The first one was in Athens. The second one was in Paris in 1900. Then they did it again in Paris in 1924. But Paris has not hosted since then. It's been 100 years. So this will be number 3 for the city of Paris. Why Olympics every 4 years? That's a good question. Yeah, why Olympics every 4 years? This is because that is how the ancient games were held at Olympia in the Peloponnese. And so when they brought the games back to modern times, they said, let's do that again. It will allow the athletes to have time to prepare and to train. In ancient Greece, they had the games in Olympia every single time. So every 4 years, all the athletes would go to the same place. What's different now, obviously, is we choose a different host city every single time. But that is why Olympics every 4 years. Why Olympics have 5 rings? I'm loving the lack of articles, but hey, I'm just going with it here. Olympics have 5 rings because, again, Pierre de Coubertin and his associates who came back with the modern Olympic Games said there are 5 continents, at least that's how they recognized it at the time, with people who would come to these Olympics. So they said, we'll take the 5 continents of the world and we will each give them a ring. We will put those rings in this symbol, and that will be the symbol of these modern Olympic Games. The rings didn't actually get shown until 1920. So I'm actually not sure what they used as a symbol for the first, 3 or 4 games, but ever since 1920, we have Olympics have 5 rings, and that's what we got. Why Olympics is named Olympics? We got one verb in there, but we didn't. Anyway, why Olympics is named Olympics? Olympics is named Olympics because it was held in Olympia, Greece in ancient times, 2,500, 3,000 years ago. That's why Olympics is named Olympics. What is newest Olympic sport? What is just what is newest Olympic sport? Newest Olympic sport is breaking. We know it is breakdancing. The official name is breaking. It's fitting that Team USA would send a breaking team over because it was essentially invented here in the United States in the 1970s in New York. So we would hope that Team USA would have a really good showing and bring home a medal in breaking. It's also, a bit interpretive. It's subjective. It's a bit art. So it's going to be a really interesting addition to the Paris Olympic Games. But breaking is your newest Olympic sport this year in 2024. Okay, what is hardest Olympic sport? Wow, if I sat down and asked that to 30 different Olympians, they're probably going to give me 30 different answers. That's a really hard question to answer, actually. It's often said that the man or woman who wins the decathlon, they're the best athlete, so maybe that's the hardest sport because you have to be great at 10 things. But it's subjective. I don't know how to surf, so surfing would be really hard. Is an answer all of them? Because all of them seem really, really hard. That's the hardest question I would think in here. Maybe not, I don't know. How many sports are in the Paris Olympics? 32. That's a ton of sports. 28 that have originated kind of traditionally from past Olympics, and then they added the 4, breaking, surfing, skateboarding, and sport climbing. Whatever you're into, there's probably something for you based on those 32 sports. Who is on 2024 Olympics gymnastics team? I assume we mean Team USA, so let's start with the women. Simone Biles, probably know who she is. Suni Lee, Jade Carey, Jordan Childs, and Hesley Rivera. Hesley's 16 years old. She's tied for the youngest member of the Team USA delegation, so that's really cool. On the men's 2024 Team USA, Brody Malone, Asher Hong, Fred Richard, Paul Judah, and Steven Nedarasic. Paul Judah from Deerfield, by the way, Chicago guy, loves being a Chicago guy. If you asked this question and wanted to know any of the other countries' Olympics gymnastics team, I'm sorry, I can't help you. I only know Team USA. What is special about Paris Olympics? A lot. First thing, though, let's just start with it's the first over the last 2 that are not in a pandemic. Wide open again, a celebration about bringing the world literally together, which was hard to do in the pandemic. They're taking everything up another level. The second thing that's special, I think, about the Paris Olympics is Paris and France is going to be all over these games. It is going to be in your face, the beauty, the architecture, the history, the food, the culture. This is a very Parisian presentation of the Olympics. Everything about it is going to be a celebration of a world-class city. And what's special about these Olympics, too, is it never ceases to amaze me. Watching the best in a single place be the best. You are truly watching greatness. You're watching the best of humanity spilled out onto a field, onto a track, court, and hear their stories about what drives them to do this crazy thing and put on this entertaining show for the rest of humanity to watch. Especially after everything we've been through these last 3, 4, 5 years, the Paris Olympics are just going to be a celebration of life, a celebration of sport and humanity, and giving us so much to watch over the 2.5 weeks. Thank you, Internet, for throwing the Olympics questions my way. It was actually super fun to answer these. I got a huge kick out of it. Do not forget, you can watch the Paris Olympics on NBC5, July 26th through August 11th. It's going to be an amazing 3 weeks.